is the first of hopefully many baking videos that I will be doing over the next few weeks, and today I'm going to share my recipe for orange cupcakes. Okay, let's get started. So the other week, in an effort to use up old oranges in the fridge, I ended up creating this recipe, which also happens to be vegan. So we're going to start by preparing the egg replacement. So you take 6 tablespoons of warm water, which is already in here, and add 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. And this is gonna turn into kind of a gloopy gel. And it's going to have a paste-like consistency, which is going to replace your egg in the recipe. However, if you don't have any flax seeds, just use 2 eggs, which is just as good. So we're going to let that stand for a few minutes. Next, I'm going to cream together the sugar and the margarine, and this will be creating the base for the cupcakes. It's just normal caster sugar, and I have used Flora butter. I find that the light one makes your cakes a lot fluffier. So I have creamed together the 50 grams of margarine and the 150 grams of caster sugar. Don't expect it to reach like a creamy consistency, it's more kind of crumbly. So I'll just show you here. I don't know if you can see it or not. So next we're going to add the liquid ingredients. So we're going to add the flax egg, which is turned into a sort of paste at the moment. So we're going to put this in. Now this isn't pure flax, it's a mixture of a variety of seeds, because we couldn't really get hold of just pure flaxseed, but it tastes just as good and it's really delicious. It's also really good in smoothies as well. So I've added 110 millilitres of almond milk. You can use any milk. Last time I used oat milk and that was also really nice, but we've run out of that. So I'm going to squeeze the oranges. You should have about 90 millilitres of juice to put in here. And it's a good idea to grate the zest off of them beforehand, because you'll need that. Okay. Yep, we're about there. And we'll just put that in. So we're going to mix that together. I think now is the time to change to a whisk. Next we are going to sift in the flour and the baking powder. So we've got 180 grams of self-raising flour and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, which in this case is gluten-free, but it doesn't really matter what type you have. So we're going to sift that in and just mix it up. Okay, so your mixture should be looking like this. Now all the black bits are just the chia seeds which happened to be in the flaxseed mix. So don't worry. So now it's time to add the orange zest, to our final and last ingredient. And just mix that in really well. So at this point it should be smelling quite fragrant and citrusy. What's really great about this recipe is that it contains a lot of vitamin C, which is really good for helping your immune system. There we go. Just show you that mixture. So we're more or less done with that, and now it's time to fill the cupcake cases. This recipe makes about 8 good-sized cupcakes. It's good not to underfill them, because I think a well-risen cupcake that goes above the case looks really good. So we're going to use 2 spoons. I find that a tablespoon and a teaspoon are quite good when you're trying to fill. So you can scrape off the mixture with the teaspoon. So as you can see, the cases are pretty full. If you're using egg, I would probably fill them up a little bit less, because egg is a really good rising agent and you don't get as much of that with flaxseed. So that's just some advice. So now it's time to put these in the oven. We're going to bake them for 20 minutes until they're cooked. So when you put a knife in the middle of one, it should not come out with mixture on it. And if it does, just leave it in the oven for a few more minutes. So the cupcakes have just come out of the oven, and as you can see, they've turned out really nice. They feel quite fluffy. They are quite hot though. The good thing about these is that they freeze really well and they defrost really nicely. So you don't have to worry about wasting them when they go stale in a few days' time. I have written up the recipe in the description, and I hope you enjoyed.